Hey, beautiful people. It's your girl, Rocqi, your revolutionary hippie from Life is Rocqi. Please subscribe. All right, on today's Rocqi's Reflections, I'm high as fuck, so bear with me. and, you know, ignore the puffy. but, so on Juneteenth, I was watching, was it Nelson or Mandela? The one with Idris Elba. So I was watching that and started watching it in the beginning of the day. And I noticed that his first wife, she didn't understand. She was like, I want you here with me. And he's like, I need to save all of us. And like, she didn't get it. And I recognized that because I needed a partner who was just as committed to Black America as I was. Like, everything that we do is dedicated to help us, heal us, grow us. It's for us, and we have a lot of ways that we can impact. And I wanted that, and I got that because I fucking manifested it. Yes. I was so thankful. Right? And he got that in Winnie, his second wife. Because the first wife was like, we need you here, not out there saving the people. We need you here with our family. Be present, right? And Winnie, the second wife, was like, you're fighting to save all of us. I get it. I'll hold the fort here. And you can see she became, a revolutionary. It was a different way, but she did. Because she had that leadership in her. She had that fight in her. Because somebody has to do it. And we know what happens to our leaders, right? So it's like, you got to be willing to die for the people. And not everybody is, Like, shit. I was trying not to be. But then as I... and shit, don't let this video get me watched. But as I... think about how many ways that I can impact just based on my natural interests. I'm like, they ain't gonna want this. They're not gonna want this. Man, I've been a revolutionary since I was maybe 7. Oh wow, I'm glad I'm recording this in my reflection, my high ass reflection. When I was 7, I had a wig on for Halloween. I was a witch, right? And it was a straight wig. And after Halloween had passed, I recognized that I wanted to continue wearing it. And mind you, this hair type is not like my hair. Even though I was relaxed at that point. So I legit asked myself, and I was like, why do I want to keep wearing this wig? And my answer was, because I want white hair. And I checked myself as a 7-year-old and was like, why the fuck don't I want my hair, And I decided in that moment that, I must have been 8, but I decided in that moment that I never wanted any little Black girl to feel that, ever. I was like, no, we should be proud of our hair. We shouldn't want their white hair, like their, straight hair. It's different than ours. And it's like, theirs is theirs, right? Like, it shouldn't be a hierarchical thing. And I knew good hair, pretty hair, there was already that association. And I'm like, yo, no, we need to change that narrative. I had already learned at that point in time that there was a narrative of how generationally we were thinking. And it was the whiter the better mentality. How the fuck at 8 years old did I know this shit? right? And in that moment, I had already started writing. That's why I said I was 8, because I started writing at 8. I was gonna write children's books for little black girls to love themselves and to be proud of themselves, right? And I don't know why I'm holding it like this, but oh, 'cause I'm high. But what's it called? High as fuck. Yeah, so that was my first commitment, right? Then I fucking watched Roots when I was 9 by myself, voluntarily. The whole thing. And later in life I watched the sequel. But like that's and I didn't, when people talk about Roots, it's fucking heavy, right? But at the time, all I saw was our strength. I saw our traditions, our culture. I saw like how we survived and what survived. Like it was our spirit. It was our fight. Like they couldn't break us. They broke our bodies. They broke our families. They broke our fucking lives, but our spirit, that fucking thrives. They've tried it. They've attempted, but our spirit is strong, and collectively. And and you can see that in our creativity. Like when I went to the African American Museum, which was a whole nother story, but this is how I'm committed I am. In DC. There was, I think it was the culture exhibit, maybe, which I love, the breakdown of culture in there. But yeah, they had a quote, and I forgot what it said exactly, but it was like, when God created black people, God created style. Like that was something like, it was black people. It was us. Because we just have a rhythm to the way we do shit, But yeah, so then I also was reading American Girl. The American Girl doll collection, and I had Addie, of course. Read her whole story, connected to that, found the strengths, all that stuff. So like, yeah, it just, and that was at 8. I got called an N-word the first time when I was 6, and at the time I heard it, I didn't know what it meant. Did not know what it meant. But somehow I automatically knew that it was a bad word for me being black. Like, I don't know. I did not know what it meant. Like, I didn't know, but I made that connection, and I don't know how the ancestors be talking to me. But, yeah, but, it was funny. I went to my mama. And she was like, laundry list of all the terms you can call them. Oh, my mama. Oh, Paul, bless her heart. That's my mama. But love her so. But yeah. So that was that, right? And what happened next? I think it was in 7th grade, so I had to be like 12, I wrote a poem about the slave ship, like for my English class. I remember that. And that was when I was like 12. I've always been a revolutionary, y'all. All right, let's see what else. Yeah, I wrote that poem in 7th grade. Because I remember, because that's when they were talking about slavery. And my teacher was like, what did he say? Oh, the states' rights. The Civil War was about states' rights and not slavery. And I was like, states' rights to do what? Like, bruh, you not gonna sit here and lie. I'm right here. right here. What the fuck? Because mind you, I read. So I was reading outside of school. My dad, like, we would watch documentaries together and stuff. Like he was the one who gave me Roots. So like, nah, bruh. Like I went to a black bookstore and everything. Nah, bruh, you ain't about to try me. I know. Okay. I know, sir. Excuse you. So that was my first level of resistance. And that's when I had already moved to the white area. Shit. So my parents at 10 years old picked up and moved us 45 minutes away from where I was born to a white town in the country where the KKK was known. Parents, why? And I didn't know that. Because I was 10, I would fall asleep on the ride there, wake up, our house is being built. Okay. So I didn't know that all that was changing. I grew up in Germantown, Maryland. It was very diverse, very metropolitan, like, bruh. Even though the guy who called me an N-word was in Germantown. But hey, classmates were classmates, okay? Teachers was teachers. We had black people, all right? But yeah, so my first day was 5th grade, right? I walk into my class, I sit down, the bell rings, I look to my left, I look to my right. These are all white people in here. I'm a storyteller, didn't you know? Alright, so they all white people, right? So I'm like, fuck. Okay, that don't mean nothing. Sometimes classes separate and shit, and certain people are in the fucking camper off the back end of the school. God, Clappermill Elementary, baby. But yeah, like that shit's wild. But let's see. I forgot my point. What was I? Yeah, so then I went to lunch. And I was like, all right, lunchtime you see more classes that aren't just your class, right? I was like, okay, I'm gonna see a little more. I'm gonna see a little more, right? Right. So I get to the cafeteria. Look to my left. Look to my right. I am the only one in that cafeteria. Oh my. What did my parents do? They did not prep me for this shit. So that day, I made a commitment to myself to only apply to HBCUs. Shout out to Hampton University, HBCU grad. And if somebody tries to come at me for doing that with the name, I give no fucks. I was not the conformist that a lot of you were. Oh, shit. Y'all know it's banning locks in the business school. I mean, not all HBCUs are perfect, but I would take that over PWI any day because I went to one for grad school during the height of Black Lives Matter, the first wave. So I was like, oh, this is why HBCUs are important. I remember now. These aren't safe spaces. And I had to, because I lived in that white school district for 8 years, like, I had to fucking survive. Like, there was racist shit going on all the time, and I was like, I can't fucking call it out every single time. I wouldn't have friends. Like, I'd be in trouble with my teachers. Like, every single fucking time shit's going down. Like, I can't. So I stifled it. And I did, what I could. I was definitely breaking the fucking stereotype. I was straight A's, honors, AP, working in the front office, hella clubs, hella accolades. Like, they knew me, okay? But, shit, man, I was captain of the step team. Yes, they had a step team. I was surprised too to that story. But, so I was captain of the step team all 4 years. And the athletic director, because mind you, I'm working in the front office, so I know the staff. The athletic director comes to me and thanks me for our step shows at the halftime of the basketball games. Because he said since we've been performing, the audience has been increasing. So that means, more money for them, concessions and whatnot. And I was like, damn. I'm making a fucking impact on these fucking white people. Yeah. So, damn, right? So, always been a go-getter, okay? But my second recommitment to Black America. Side note, in 9th grade for like some oral presentation I had to do for English or some class, I did it on the Kenneth Clark doll test, and how there was a recent one done in 2006, which is when I was in 9th grade, and it showed the same exact results. Like, how the fuck do I know this shit? Where did I find that? The internet was barely there. Like, 2006, people, y'all remember. Like, how the fuck did I knew that and showed it in a presentation and broke that down as a, fucking 14-year-old? Like, come on, people, get with me. What the fuck? It's in my spirit. It's in my fucking spirit, y'all. The ancestors are connected to me and I'm connected to them. I got revolutionary ancestors, man. Like, that fight is fucking in me, okay? And then, did I do the same exact thing in grad school at my PWI? I think I did. I was like, learn the fuck how you impacted us, bitches. Psychologically, right? This shit is fucking terrible. Get your fucking act together. Damn. I'm high as fuck. Okay. So. So, yeah, that happened. Forgot my point. But. Oh, yeah. So, sophomore year. Y'all was destined. So sophomore year, I was working for the school newspaper, and I actually published in the school newspaper an op-ed about what did I call it at that time? Hold on. Fuck. It was a tough ass title. Damn, I do not remember it. I do not remember the title. I know I'm slacking, y'all. I'm slacking. But it was, I don't want to say what it's about because the title says it all. Fuck, yeah, I don't remember. I'm fucking too high. All right, so it was about the psychological effects of slavery on African Americans or something like that. Like, it was talking about how enslavement, discrimination, the oppression, Jim Crow, how it psychologically affected us. I was talking about that my sophomore year of high school before I took any, and I mean any, psych classes. Like, I didn't even take it in high school. Fucking destined. Are you seeing this shit right now? I've been walking on my fucking path. Like, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. Did I call that shit or did I call that shit? Because that's what happened when I went to Hampton University. I took a black psych class and it showed everything. It revealed all my theories. And I was like, I knew it. Like, if you look at the patterns, you can see it. But my former supervisor said I became a therapist because I had the gift of a therapist. And it's like we do think a certain way because we're able to make connections. So we're able to see patterns. That's definitely my logical intelligence, geez. But yeah. So that's fucking wild. That's wild. So as far as what I'm doing, what my impact will be, I like I said, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've specialized in play therapy with children. I've specialized in individuals with trauma using CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. I've specialized in parenting. And I've practiced for 6 years now. Yeah, 6 years. And now that's been with majority Black clients at 2 Black practices. When I say my fucking commitment is real, because after I got out of that fucking PWI, I was like, and mind you, I was in practicum, so I love my supervisor, I love her, but she was still white, and fucking Black Lives Matter was happening then, and I was facilitating a parenting class, and when we got to discipline, I was at a homeless shelter, so the policy was, they couldn't hit their children, they couldn't spank, there was no corporal punishment allowed. And, there's a lot of Black and brown people in a fucking homeless shelter. So they're like, culturally, this not. And I was like, I get that, right? And then somebody brought up, like, the purpose for us of corporal punishment for our ancestors was, let me beat you so master doesn't. And I have to beat you so convincingly that he will leave you alone. And also, you have to learn from me before they teach you, and that's a survival tactic that we pass down. It's no longer useful, but that is a survival tactic, and it went from the masters to the police, so like, we got fucking impacted, y'all. This shit fucking impacted us. So they were talking about that. And I think I was talking about it to my Afro-Latina colleague, because she was someone I could obviously talk about these things to. And I think my supervisor was listening, and she was like, well, if they just follow, like, the police orders, then they'll be fine. And I was like, oh, we're not about to have this conversation. I do not have the time to teach you. Like, if you can't see it. And while I was in the white space, I was like, okay, for those who are willing to learn, I can say something. Sometimes you're going to catch me on a check real quick, God damn, I was doing it left and right. Subtle ways of resistance. I am like my ancestors. Whoo, yo, they blood is flowing through me strong. I don't even know who it is. Ancestors known and unknown. Whew. I mean, did I tell you my family got land? Oh. I found out, like, what? Black people always want some land. We got some land? What? But, yeah. Like, I was fucking committed. And I am. And, yeah, after that experience, I was like, I'm only working for Black people and with Black people. Like, majority of Black people. And I did that shit. And I did that shit until I got licensed, you know? Like, and now I am transitioning to happiness coaching. And I'll still be marketing towards Black America. Again, if you see all these Black people on my page and you want to sign up, I mean, cool. But there's only Black people on my page. Trust and believe who I'm marketing to. Black centered, okay? Maybe I need to put that on the website, probably. Yeah. Black centered. You respect it. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna redo my bio and blacken that shit up. Yeah, you need to know who I'm trying to help, okay? My intended audience. Because that's who I got energy and capacity for, okay? That's my purpose in life. Because everybody got populations, damn. Can't nobody save the fucking world? Shit. There's be one life, like. Anyways. So I do it that way. And that's helping us get in healthier relationships and also focusing on like building our esteem and self-awareness and then into self-actualization. So it's the last 3 stages of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So we got that, right? Then It's So Real podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you do want happiness coaching, you can go to LifeIsRocqi. It's LIFE hi ROCQI. Sorry, Life is Rocqi. But hi. But I won't be like this in coaching sessions, but that's funny. Shit, I smoke. What the fuck ever. But yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel or my Facebook or my Instagram, you can request or like send me a DM saying that you're interested. I will be putting on those platforms when I launch my website, and that will be July 1st, I think, that I'm gonna do it. And my happiness coaching company is called Manifest Realities Happiness Coaching. And the website is manifestrealitieshc.com. So you can go on there and request a book. So that's one way, right? So then there's my podcast with my life partner. It's So Real podcast. I believe I have the YouTube on the homepage in the corner. So just click on that. But you can also search It's Soul Real. So ITSSOUL Real podcast. So I have that. And when we get monetized on there, and again, all Black centered. And that our favorites are talking about relationships, but we have several playlists. We have growth, mind, body, and spirit, sex, love, and connections, for the culture, growing up Black, and then Today in America. And then we've also added Black and queer, as well as our polyamorous journey. So those are kind of the categories that we usually be hitting in. So It's So Real podcast. Our audio is available on 11 different streaming platforms: Apple, Spotify, I forget the big ones and I'm too high to remember, but check that out. It's So Real podcast. And that's another way, right? Whew. And then I'm also still planning on writing, right? So I just need some peace of mind and for the hustle to stop a little bit. Because not only can I get back to poetry and fiction, but I can also start self-help, you know? Like that's another way. Because you have to understand, people consume things in different mediums. Some people are audio, some people are visual, some people like tangible things, you know, like it's, yeah, you gotta find your audience. And we trying to hit everybody, right? Oh, back to therapy. I want, what do I want? I want to facilitate parenting classes, possibly offer a women's group, and then eventually I want a nonprofit healing center. And this has all different types of healing, not just therapy, or not just the parenting classes. My partner's probably going to do couples classes, and then what else we doing? I would like to do mommy and me classes. I want an after school program as well as a summer camp. And if somebody wants to do this, go ahead. I thought this was going to be that for me with my first practice, and then I realized I need to do it myself. So if you want to do it, feel free. I would love to share my ideas with you, because this is a lot of fucking work, okay? Because I saw it when I was in Oakland, when I was in East Oakland. I saw the Native American Health Center, and then I saw where my practicum site was, and it had a child care center and had all these other resources, and I was like, we fucking need this. You know, like we need this, right? Sorry. Why I can't? All right. Well, I don't know. But yeah, like I got plans. And honestly, it's like, how long am I gonna be on this earth? Because the longer I'm on here, I may have more plans, you know? And I'm like, I also just want to be and exist and not have to be dedicated to the people, you know? Especially when some of them are just so ungrateful. I'm like, I'm dedicating my life for the cause, and you gonna be bitching about it. Like, feel free, motherfucker, feel free. Because I could be outside of this country fucking chilling. Not dealing with none of this shit, just peace, love, and happiness, you know? Like, when you fighting a fucking system, Jesus. Shit's fucking tiring, you know? Because, like, we, as a people, just started healing after centuries of trauma. We just started going to therapy. We just started reflecting about what the fuck happened.